It's time to get rambling with your host of the Ramblin' About Wrestling podcast, Nick Pearl. What is up, guys? Welcome back to the Ramblin' About Wrestling podcast. I'm your host, Nick Pearl, and today I'm being joined by someone who is insanely talented. It's not a wrestler like I usually have on the podcast. This guy, he takes a lot of the pictures, he takes a lot of the videos. He's got to be in the right place at the right time so you can all see the moment. So I am being joined today. You may know him as SHOTZBYDEV. I'm being joined by Devin. Devin, how we doing?
We're doing good today.
I'm glad. I'm glad to hear it. You just came back from the grocery store, got some nice things.
Yeah, I was running a little late, but we're here. I was gonna say it's funny. I was gonna wear my Billy shirt, and then I was
I
like,
know, I had a feel. I thought you were going to. That's why I put mine on.
I was gonna wear it, and I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna change my shirt. I was already wearing this. I'm like, let's just do it like this.
Oh man. No,
I
I
was,
had a feeling because I saw you wore it at the show the other night.
yeah. I was like, let me not switch my shirt. I was like, this is cool. It's funny. I wore it thinking he wasn't gonna be there. And
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, oh, we're on YouTube Live. I was like, if he watches from YouTube, he'll see me wearing his shirt. Billy's a cool dude. He actually lives nearby me too.
Oh, does he?
And we grew up in the same neighborhood.
Oh,
And
that's
we
cool.
know, and we never knew each other. But the funny thing is, we have the same friends. Yeah, like that's why we get along because it's like, wow, we live in the same neighborhood, we grew up in the same neighborhood, and we know the same people. Like, and we just never met.
Oh my God. So you're very lucky to have the best seat in the house at any of these HOG and LPW shows. I mean, I sit front row for a lot of them, but you're just right there. What's it like being right in front of the action?
It gets intense sometimes and it's exciting and it's hard not to get lost in the moment when you're watching the show, literally the best seat in the house. Like, that you can't ask for a better seat than being ringside. They're literally having my elbows on the ring, like it's insane. But you gotta try hard not to get lost and just, marking out, like some people say, and just watching the match. You just gotta, you gotta stay focused and be ready.
I was actually going to touch on that too. Is being a fan, being right there. Like, what if, let's say, there's a big surprise that like a guy comes out and you didn't know he was there. Like, you got to like not jump up and down.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
tough.
Literally, like when it's funny when I went to Texas with Hog and I knew nothing about Shotzi coming out.
Really.
Yeah, so Shotzi, the lights go off and Shotzi comes in, and I'm like, who, like, what? I see a shadowy figure. I'm just recording the whole time. I just remember getting like the cue from, whoever's in charge to like, they were like, yo, record this. And I'm like, okay, cool. And I'm like, who's coming in? And then it's Shotzi, and I'm like, oh, and I had to keep, like, my face was just like, so it's, you gotta be focused in, lasered in.
What's it like having somebody in your ear all the time? How often are they going at it? Is it like a commentary person, like similar type of thing?
No, not as much as you think. Like, so Texas was a special case. Like, there wasn't a lot of people there that day, that's from here from New York. So he kind of relied on me that day to really, like, help out, and I feel like I delivered that day. But it's usually, you unless the owner asks you like, hey, I need you to do this, I need you to do that, then you basically got free reign.
I don't know. I don't really see. You have like an earpiece in that you have. Is that
No, that's what I'm saying. There's no earpiece. I'm telling you, he would
he
come.
legit came up to you?
Yeah, like he'd be like, "Yo, come here, come here, come here." Like I'd be in the middle of shooting, and I just hear my name being called, and I'm like, "Huh?" And I gotta
Oh
get
my
called
God,
over, and he just tells me something.
dude, I'd be stressing.
Yeah. I'm like, I'm about to go cross-eyed. I gotta look at the match while looking at him and listening to him. Like,
So, how did you get into like you went to school? We were talking a little bit before. You went to Nassau Community College. You
yeah,
went for photo. You went for video. What did you go for? Or is
fun.
it something completely different?
I was gonna say that. So, fun fact, I didn't go to school for photography. I wanted to do music. So I was doing music at the time when I was in Nassau Community College, and didn't work out. I mean, it worked out, but it didn't work out. And then I was doing music up until I started doing photography. And someone I know in Hague who's been a close friend of mine needed a photographer, and he's on the main roster. He's big time guy in the main roster. Needed me, and he was like, "I need a photographer." He didn't want me, but not in a bad way. Like he didn't want me to be his photographer. He actually wanted my brother to be his photographer because my brother has more knowledge on photography than I do. But I told my brother had just had a kid, and he's also doing his own side gig with mechanicking. And I'm like, you don't have time for this. I was like, I'll take this off your hands. I'm actually more of a wrestling fan at that. He agreed with me. He was like, okay. He was like, but I'll show you everything that you need to know. And here I am.
So your brother taught you everything?
Everything.
Wow. So it runs in the family.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
So, what were you doing with music?
So I just wanted to be a producer, and an engineer. I went to school, I learned how to engineer, I learned how to produce, I learned how to play the piano. I took a little class on the side. I was like, you know what, let me learn how to play piano. It'll be yeah, it'll be good. I feel like it's gonna work for me in the future. Like it's gonna come back. Um so yeah, I did all that to be a producer engineer, and then I get back home to I live in Brooklyn. I get back home in Brooklyn, and I'm here producing for a whole bunch of guys. And sometimes I'd catch myself writing things and giving it to these guys. And after a while, those guys are like, "Yo, you should just do your own thing. Like, stop writing for people." And I was like, "Okay, sure." And I started making my own music after that. It's funny. Maybe we could have a side conversation about this, but it's a similar situation happening now, but in wrestling. People are like, "Yo, just do your own thing," and I'm like, you know what? Maybe I should.
Yeah, we'll talk about that off the cuff.
Yeah,
So how long ago did you start with House of Glory?
almost a year to the date. That's the funny
Wow.
part.
Feels like so
Um,
much longer, seeing all the pictures and stuff you got up.
yeah, like so again, the same guy that got me in, he had a match that night. And maybe people can put it together, who this guy is. He had a match on LPW, and he needed me that night, and he was like, "This is the perfect opportunity. It's a smaller show. You should be able to learn from this show and then be ready to move on." So that's how I got started. He put me there. It was fun fact. It was Billy's debut when he won the battle royale. So yeah, shouts out to Billy M. Kid who shouted me out last time.
Nah, he's the man. He really is the man.
Yeah,
Miss him. I miss him.
yeah, we need him back soon.
We do sooner than later. He'll be popping up again. So how'd you come up with your name? Shots by Dev. I'm very curious about this. It looks like it's simple, but telling by your face, it might not be.
No. It's pretty simple. Like I wanted to do something like that was pretty like out there, not like out there, like as in like like a little thoughtful, more thoughtful. But I did one that was. I was discussing it with a good friend of mine that lives down in Georgia, and we came up with one that was a little like of a double entendre. um because not to say it like I'm like that, but like I come up in a rough neighborhood, and I wanted one that came up like a double entendre, and then we had to change it. It was me and him decided on Dev the shooter, and
Oh
I'm
God.
like, wait a minute. I'm like, we can't do that because it's not gonna go good.
Oh
I was
my.
like, people are gonna look at me crazy. So he was like, okay, then just do like shots by Dev. And then he told me, he was like, it could come off a little bit like also like a little party vibe too, like a shots by Dev, like. So I was like, okay, yeah, that works. He put the Z in, I don't know why, and I was like, you know what, I'll stick with it. It's different.
When I was Googling, I found Shots by Dev with the S. So I thought maybe that's why he put the Z.
Yeah. It was just to be different. That's all it was. It's nothing too special.
Yeah. When I was coming up with rambling about wrestling, I was like, oh, I'll be rambling about wrestling. But somebody already had that. So I'm like, all right, I'll be rambling about wrestling, like a wrestling bout. So
Yeah. Okay.
same
See, I
kind
didn't
of
notice that.
idea as you, but mine didn't have a shooter in the name. All right.
Yeah. That's pretty good. I didn't even notice that.
Would you say your brother's your biggest inspiration?
Yeah, yeah, for sure. My brother, he does a lot of good work. Anything he posts comes straight out of his business. It's just everything coded. He he powder coats and stuff like, and he records and takes pictures of his work, and that's about it. And sometimes if somebody will call him and be like, "Hey, I need you to take a picture of the car and the work that you did," like he'll go and take a picture of the whole car. But yeah, he might be. If I want to be I'm trying. I don't know if I can curse or whatever or say something bad, but like if I want to
I'll
be
bleep it.
no, no, if I want to be a bad guy, like like a prick to him, Peter Parker, my biggest inspiration.
Hey, it's not a bad thing.
Yeah,
Bad thing. So you started with LPW House of Glory. We were just talking beforehand. You were going to GCW.
yeah. First time going to GCW, and I went with I don't know if I should say it, but I went with a wrestler. I went with a different wrestler, not the one that got me the where I'm at today. And I saw Danny Darko there, good friend of mine.
He's very talented too.
Oh yeah, Danny's the man. Danny, I guess we can little sidetrack here. Danny was very nice to me on my first day. Like came to me right away. He's like, "Hey man, how you doing? What's your name? Blah blah blah." Like and then he was like, yo, hey, just take it easy. Just stay. Like he gave me a lot of tips that day, and I was like, oh wow, this guy's like really nice. Like you know, no, because like
He looks
sometimes.
a little intimidating.
Yeah, a little bit too. Like, cause sometimes it's like people see you come in and they're like, "Oh, you're trying to take my spot," and I didn't feel that off of Danny. Like, he was just like, like do this, do that, and you'll be all right, like kind of thing. And I'm like, oh my god, he was so nice. Like, I was expecting him to be an asshole and give me a cold shoulder, but he was. I just cursed, but and
You're good.
he was so nice. Like. Yeah, like Danny, Anthony, he goes by Tetsuya Wise. They all so nice. Ned Slanders, very good guy. Like, we have a secret name for ourselves out there. We call ourselves the Hog Slaughterhouse.
Oh, I like that.
So yeah, there's that. I forgot the original question.
Going to GCW.
So right, I go and I go there with a wrestler. I see Danny and we just got there late and it didn't work out like um they didn't talk to us. Like we were there late and I am trying to get out there and go to different shows and take pictures at different shows. Right now I'm on lockdown to Hog and LPW, same company, but I've done once. I actually got invited out there by BG Wayne to GWA in the Bronx. I went one time, and I'm big on like I don't want to just show up places and people look at me like, "What are you doing here?" So unless like a wrestler, a talent invites me to go to the event, I'm not gonna go. But at Hog, I'm always welcome. Like everybody knows me there now.
That's cool. You made a lot of different kinds of relationships. Like you're hanging out with a bunch of the boys now, a bunch of the wrestlers.
Yep.
That's actually one of my questions. We'll talk about that later on.
Hmm.
Um, so what was the name of you guys? The slaughterhouse, the hog
Yeah, yeah,
slaughterhouse?
the Hog Slaughterhouse.
Hog slaughterhouse. What's it like? Because you got a bunch of you guys around the ring all at the same time. What's the vibe like? You don't want to like screw around with somebody on accident. Because I mean I seen you like tapping people on the shoulder. They got to move out of the way if you got to get something. Like what's the communication like?
It's there's other guys too, like, and it's like with us four, we're good. Like, like we I feel like it's weird too, because sometimes I feel like it's a very natural chemistry between the four of us. Like, and we're just like, we're rotating around and but it gets hectic sometimes. Like some of these, like especially the House of Glory shows, it's like four guys on each side of the ring. and it's insane. Like we're just rubbing shoulders with each other sometimes, and like, but everyone stays locked in. Everyone's professional. Like everyone's just like just watching what's going on. Sometimes there are little momentary lapses. Where like something happens, like maybe somebody does a dive and there's the cameraman right next to the person that dove, and we start laughing at him like, "Oh my God, you almost died out there." But
You probably got a great shot though.
yeah, if you want, I can provide you with something that happened at the last LPW show. I got a clip of somebody almost getting taken out.
So I will definitely take that and we'll put it in right here.
Yeah, along with like you were saying, like tapping guys and telling them, yeah, come over here and let's record this. Like I also got a clip of that too. Like we'll provide all that. But yeah, so it gets crazy. It gets crazy. But everyone's professional, especially on House of Glory. Everyone's very professional. LPW too, but House of Glory, like this guy's there from Triller. Triller, is it Triller that they
The Triller, yeah, it was Fight. Now it's
Yeah, that's what I
Triller.
thought it was fight. That's why I was confusing it.
Yeah,
So
they
yeah, they get
switched.
guys there from Triller. So they got guys there that know exactly what they're supposed to be doing. And the best thing to do, especially me being like independent, I got to stay out their way. And basically follow those guys' leads and not stay in front of their camera. But it's good. Like everyone's professional. Everyone knows exactly what they're doing. Um, yeah, I'm like a natural at it. People always tell me, and I'm just like, I mean, I guess like I wasn't even supposed to be doing this.
Hey, cool, calm, and collected. And I notice it. You know,
Yeah, like I just follow suit. Like
did they have like anybody from YouTube at the LPW show because they were streaming it?
yeah, they did. Not from YouTube, like the company YouTube, but like they had people there that were gonna record for YouTube. Like there was two guys there, and I never seen them ever, and they were
Yeah, I'm
there.
looking around. I'm like, I don't reckon like I always like to see who's it. I'm like, who's here? Danny wasn't at the last one, right?
Yeah, Danny was not at the last one. I'm assuming he was somewhere else, but Danny was
Yeah.
not at the last one. It was just me, Tatsuya, Anthony, and Ned, and then some other people that are usually there. But that's about it. And Carmen, she's kind of coming up now. Carmen, I forgot what's her handle, but Carmen, she's really good. She's cool people too.
When you're at these shows, is it generally just photo or you doing more video? Because I see you post a bunch of photo and video combined.
So I'm trying to. I got a cool like I have a lot of ideas in my head, and I'm trying to do this thing where Ned Slanders does it, but I want to do it in a different way. Where I'm trying to. I've been trying to mount like other devices on top of my camera that I already use, so I can record and take pictures at the same time. Just so like I can do a video and then like a stop, and then you got the picture, like like, but in a different way. But yeah, for the most part, it's mostly pictures, unless like someone asks me to do videos. I just got a new camera, which we're gonna provide to you. I'm gonna give you some of those clips where you can see my reaction and things going on. It's this new camera I have where I'm recording the front, but it's a whole 360, like, and not just a 360. It's a spear where you can record the front and turn it and see like the ceiling, me, things that are happening to my left, to my right. And yeah, so basically, yeah, I try to take pictures, but also try to record. I want to do as much as I can, like try to take it all on.
What kind of camera is it?
The
The
360 one.
360 one, yeah.
It's literally called the Insta 360.
Is that what you showed me from the clip at GCW?
Yeah, that's the one. Yep, I had it mounted on top of my already photo camera, and like I said, I used it to catch a wrestler's reaction to a death match, which is hilarious.
It was pretty funny. I was gonna message you back, be like, that's pretty trippy. Because I was
Yeah,
like, how did you do it? Because I see the lens in the bottom, then you turn like, what?
yeah. It's a cool little camera. Like
Yeah,
oh, another thing. I mean, I hope I don't think he's gonna see this, but like I'm not even gonna mention names, but I have a drone and I want to use it for LPW and Hog.
that would be so cool.
I've already tested it in the arena.
And it looks good. The lights don't like screw around with it.
It's completely fine. Yeah, I mean, so okay, we ran it during practice. Like we ran it during practice, and there was no lights on, but it ran fine. Like I might be able to do it. I just got to pass it by the higher ups. Because again, like I said, I want to provide as much as I can. I want to give people different angles, things that they never seen before, like, and also things that they see on the WWE or AEW, whatever, whatever you're into, like things that they do there. Like, I want to make wherever I'm at, I want to make it into like the best, I guess like performed indie, like, at least in my field. Like, I want the best angles, I want the best videos and stuff like that. Like, I want to provide things like that. Like, I also have this idea right now. I got to figure out how I'm gonna do it. But you see that camera I told you about, the 360?
Hmm.
It'd be cool if I can put that on top of each um ring post at each corner and get a whole 360 view. And like, that'd be insane. Like, you can that's a whole view that no one can get.
I think one day you could definitely get that to happen. Like because HOG, I mean, I see it's like the biggest in indie wrestling in New York.
There's a couple of other big ones. I did my
It's up
research
there.
on this. I've done my research on this. A fun fact, I aspired to be a wrestler at one point. It's a little pricey, but I aspired to be a wrestler at one point. My friend actually joined for like a month or two, and then he couldn't afford it no more. So he said he's coming back though soon. But whatever. Point is, HOG is not the only big indie in New York, at least. MLW is based in New York.
MLW is, yeah.
So, it's between them two, honestly. And then GCW's in Jersey, it's not that, not too far off. So like, you got those three like juggernauts up here.
It's true. But now that you got three juggernauts, if you're primarily doing your work in HOG, you got to do something that can help separate them from the rest, which is
That's the
exactly
idea.
what you got. That's the idea you got.
Yeah, that's the idea. I want to separate myself from the rest. And especially since, HOG gave me my start. So I'm gonna be a little more I'm gonna show a little more favoritism to them and a little more loyalty to them.
And that
So,
makes sense because they've given you so many opportunities, and now they're going all over the place. You got what is it? They went to Philly. They got Florida now. They're starting up their whole new school.
yep, in Orlando, HOG Orlando. Like you said, we got Philly coming up. I'm gonna be out there. Chicago, I'm going to Chicago also. And yeah, and I went to Texas. Like I said, I was the only guy that went to Texas.
That's
I
nuts.
was working. I worked that show by myself.
Oh my God, that's wild.
Hmm.
I wanted to go to that because I went for All In. I was down there, but it just
Yeah, I saw. I
it
saw.
wasn't in the cards.
Yeah, I saw in your story that you were down there. I was like, oh, he's probably gonna be here tonight. But I was gonna pass by. I always, whenever I'm in ringside, fist bump you and stuff,
Yeah,
and then I
yeah,
keep
yeah.
going. I'll see if I see him, but I didn't.
No, we ended up getting down there. We got there Saturday morning, and the show was Friday night.
Oh, okay.
And then we ended up getting stuck in Texas, having to drive home. That's a whole other thing. But
I got stuck out there too.
did you have to drive? How'd you get home?
So Jesus, my flight got delayed. I
What
was
flight
supposed to
were
leave
you
like
on? Please don't tell me you were Frontier.
no, 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 no. I was in
Okay, good.
JetBlue.
All right, good.
So
JetBlue's
my
what I would have
flight
liked
got
to
the
be on.
yeah, my flight got delayed. So I left the next day. I was supposed to leave like at 5 or 4 or something like that. My flight got delayed till 10 a.m. the next day,
So you hung around the airport for like 12 hours?
bro. And I think I ate Whataburger like 4 times, and I'm exaggerating, but like like I literally just hung out the airport because so everybody left. Everybody left. Everybody had an earlier flight than me. All the guys that were on the roster, that I was with, they left. Everybody. I didn't get home till Monday.
We got home Monday at like, actually, no, it might have been Tuesday morning, like 1 in the morning, and then I had to get up to go to work at 6.
Yours is a little worse than mine. I mean, you went Saturday, so it was about the same thing because I didn't get home till Monday 3 a.m. and I'm in Chinatown. I just got off a bus from Boston.
Oh man. Well, that's what happens when you grinding. You got to do what
Yeah.
you got to do. So when you're at that show or at any show,
Hmm.
How much is getting these shots is skill, and how much of getting these shots is just you're in the right spot at the right time?
Um, so a lot of it is skill. More of it, I want to say it's a good 75-25 skill, and then 25 being just in the right place. You have to know wrestling to know when to take a picture, to know like this is gonna come out how it's gonna come out. Like, and you have to, in a sense, you gotta study the guys, especially me being at Hog all the time. I know these guys, like I know their moves, I know their tendencies, like I can see it all. Like I see it before it's coming. And the other thing is you need to be in the right spot though, like because yeah, I can take a picture of La Sombra doing his the TFB. He I could take a picture of him doing his TFB, but if I'm capturing it from his backside, you're not even gonna see the guy he's doing it from. But the tough thing is, like I was telling you earlier, is you got guys from Triller there, and then you have hard cam, and you can't be in the way of hard cam or the guys of Triller. So sometimes, my pictures do come out bad because I'm behind them. I'm not where I can't. Like I just physically, not physically, like I just couldn't be where I wanted to be because I can't be in the way. I take probably every show 9,000 pictures.
Holy,
I let that camera go. Like it just shoots. It just shoots all nonstop. Like it's just boom, 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 boom.
wow. That was actually my next question. How many shots do you take? So
Yeah.
9,000, I didn't think it was going to be that much. I thought it was going to be high, but
Yeah, no,
wow.
it's not 9,000. And sometimes it's um I came up with this, and it's a good thing we're on this platform to say this. I came up with this with the guys I was telling you about, the Hog Slaughterhouse.
Hmm.
So one time there's a show, Danny Darko goes, and he takes a picture of me. And I'm like, why did he take a picture of me? He's supposed to be taking a picture of the show. Like me, and I had just started. So I'm like, why is he doing that? Like, I didn't know better. So he takes a picture of me, he sends it to me, and I'm like, oh, it's a cool picture. Thanks. So next show, I take a picture of him and I send it to him. So then, we've been going back and forth, and now we got Ned, and not now, like recently, like it's been a while. Now Ned's involved, Anthony's involved, like everybody's just recording and taking it. Like if we get a moment, we're like boom, and then like we send it to each other, and I'm like, yeah, there's a war going on at ringside. Like we're just going back and forth with each other.
That's incredible.
So yeah, point of me bringing that story is sometimes there's other pictures that's not wrestling that comes up. Like I'll take a picture of the announcer just announcing because he needs his pictures too.
Yeah. And you took a picture of me once with the boys.
Yeah,
I
I
like
did.
that one. I was like, ooh, this guy, Devin can't
Yeah,
be clutch.
yeah. Sometimes I take a picture of the fans. If I see a good sign, I'm taking a picture of it. If I see a guy with a belt, like maybe I'll take a picture of it. Like. So it's not all about or at least my shots. They're not all just the wrestling stuff. I mean, it's mostly that, like literally 90%. But like besides that, it's I can take pictures of other things.
Yeah, get the overall vibe in the whole place. And you
Yeah,
do a good job with that.
I was gonna say actually another thing is sometimes they call me backstage and they're like, "Hey, we need you to take a picture of the guy that just won the belt or the guy that just won the Legacy Cup." I'm like, okay. Sometimes there's guys that they want to cut a promo right after their match and they tell me, "Yo, come backstage. We need you. We need you to record this, and we need this quick. We need you to export this out to us quick." So yeah, sometimes I get called backstage just to take a picture or to do a whole promo because these guys want like a post match reaction, and I love doing those because it's it gives that realism, like that real like fight feel, like and a lot of people there's companies out there that do that, but a lot of people don't do it. Like, and I love doing like a post fight promo, even a pre-fight promo. Like it's so cool.
When you get asked to do these, do you edit them on the spot? You take it home and do it quick.
So the thing is, talk shows end like almost at 12, and sometimes I'm just
Little late,
there.
they're just a little late.
Yeah, like a little bit, like, and I live in Brooklyn. It's like 30 30-minute drive. At that time I fly through, and not saying I'm speeding, but at that time I fly through traffic. There's no traffic, but like it's a little bit of a drive, not too much. Sometimes after the shows I'm hanging around with the guys. talking to them, sometimes showing them the pictures ahead of time, like, yo, look, this is what I got. I'll be sure to send you this, or which ones do you like? I got this video for you. And I just hang out a little bit with everybody. By this At this point, a lot of the guys, and not a lot, like I'm cool with everybody, but a lot of there's a good amount of guys back there that they know me and they're friends with me. Like, they talk to me. So sometimes I'm there, I'm hanging out for another like hour or 2 hours, and I get home late.
You go through all these 9,000 pictures.
Yep.
How long does it take you to go through them?
um,
I'd want to kill myself. Like I'm taking pictures of hockey games, filming hockey games, and I'm looking through like, damn, I got 300. I don't want to look through all these. You got a lot more than me.
there's a method to the madness. My personal friends that I grew up with always call me. They used to always, like, not a lot, like it was my nickname or nothing, but they used to say this guy's a freaking mad scientist. There's a method to the madness. And I have my way of doing it. Like, I literally just, like, I'll lay them all out, like, in front of me, and like that way I can see each one and be like, boom, 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 boom. Okay, pull those out. Then once I pull those out and I get to the editing, I don't know if you want me to go into that.
Of
Like,
course.
then once I get to the editing, so the first few shows that I ever did were a little rough because, again, I had just started this, and I'll be real with you. Like, I was real with somebody else recently. Like, I'm new to this. I'm very new to this. This is a year in. I I knew what I was, like I said, my brother was showing me, but like he also wanted me to learn. So like sometimes he'd be like, you do this, and that. Next time I call him, I'm like, yeah, I got to edit these pictures. He's like, well, do it yourself. So like I got thrown into the fire, and a lot of people say like, yo, you did good for being thrown into the fire. I'm like, okay.
When you're
I
under
mean, I
pressure,
guess.
that's when the best work gets done.
Yeah, I mean, but like at the same time, like I look at guys like Danny and Ned and Anthony, and I'm like, I wish I could do the things that they do. But then they come to me and they're like, yeah, don't say those things. Like, you're good. Like, I mean, I was like, yeah, I mean, sometimes I see you guys' work, and I'm like, I want to do what you guys are doing, but whatever. So when it comes down to the editing, after a couple of shows, I just save the preset, and I have my own preset that I have. And if it tweaks need to be made to the preset, because not every time the lighting and everything is going to be the same, I'll tweak it. But I have my own preset that makes the job a lot easier. Videos are a whole different, beast. Obviously, it's not just a still. Like, you gotta cut it a certain way. You have to color grade it a certain way. All these things, color correct everything. It's a whole different beast.
You Adobe? Or what do you
I
use?
just started using Adobe. I've been doing real simple stuff and making it work. Like the fundamentals, like they say, fundamentals. I've been using CapCut.
No
CapCut.
way. Really?
CapCut does wonders. But
You pay for it? Did you pay for CapCut? Are you
yeah,
doing
that
it?
it technically, yeah. um, I got a friend that provides me with CapCut,
There you go.
and
There you
yeah,
go.
yeah. He shouts out to him for basically believing in me and like supporting me like in a big way. Like, he just provides me with CapCut. He does not ask me for nothing. Fun fact, he actually trained, he's from Georgia. He trained in the Nightmare Factory,
Uh-huh.
and he just had a kid, but he's gonna get back into it. So eventually we'll hear from him. But yeah, like he just provides me with CapCut, and I just use it. My brother provides me with Lightroom. I don't pay for most of these programs.
I
I'm
wish.
just I'm just starting now to learn how to use Adobe.
Hey, if you need any pointers, I got you.
Okay, yeah, I'll be
I'm
sure to
big
ask.
Adobe. Photoshop. I love how you edit your photos, by the way. When you got the one overlaying the other, when the head like comes, I
Yeah,
I am obsessed with that. I started
that's
doing that at work, and my boss came in. Nick, I really like how you did this. I'm like, oh, thank you. I stole it from one of the guys at the wrestling shows. Like I stole it from Devin.
yeah, that was new. That started
That was like two
not.
shows ago, I think.
Yeah, no, well,
Two
three
HOG.
technically.
Yeah,
It was
maybe three.
HOG. HOG was when I first did it. That I was, again, I'm like I said, I'm always trying to figure out a way to like be kind of innovative. Like I say, even with the cameras, like the 360 cam or with the drone, or like, I'm always trying to think of a new way to do something new to put me on top. And I like to, like, again, I'm not the type of guy to be stepping on people and like I'm the best or whatever, but like, I want to stand out because I want people to reach out to me at the end of the day. But yeah, like that was the new thing like I had thought of. I'll be real with you, it's a little inspired by the WWE edits. They've been doing it. I got something else in, that's be backed up like that. I'm trying to figure out how I'm gonna do it, but you'll see. It'll come out.
Do you have any behind the scenes stories?
I'll say a story without saying names. Like, there's been a couple of times where like, like I think these guys that I mostly do promos for LPW guys, right? And there's a lot of bloopers and things that go on that's hilarious. Like, so there was one I did. It actually wasn't at an LPW show. It was at a Hog show. I'm recording for this wrestler, right? And he's doing like a pre-match promo. Like I was saying, I actually really like doing those. I enjoy those, and I whatever. So he's there. He's lacing up his boots. He's on the chair, and he messes up his words. He's like, "All right, let's just run it back again." So he goes, takes off his boot. When he goes back, I start the camera. I always start the camera a little early because it gives it time to breathe and easier to edit. I always start it up before they even start talking, and give them time. So I start the camera up, and he's about to go back to sit down. And when he sits on the chair, I don't know if that chair was used before, like in a match. As soon as he sat on the chair, it just boom! I was like, "Oh!"
Oh man.
And again, I'm not gonna say his name, but the funnier part about it is it was a heel. So like,
Oh my God. Hey, he had it coming.
yeah, like I was like, well, I was like, you see,
Oh
but
man.
yeah, like I guess we'll leave it at that. That's probably the only one I can share, like without saying like nothing. I don't want to get in trouble, like Then you see me and getting thrown through a table in one of the next shows as a
Hey,
hazing.
hey, that's good content though.
As a hazing. Well,
Oh,
not even hazing. Hazing's the wrong word, but like as a receipt for this.
you'll get that receipt.
Yeah. Did you go to TNA Slammiversary?
I did.
So I actually went. I was sitting next to a couple of guys at Hog, and a couple of guys that weren't at Hog. I mean that were on Hog and not from Hog. Um, I got. You know how I got there? I got a free ticket. I got a
Really?
complimentary ticket. From Jeff and Matt Hardy
That is crazy.
because I shot for Subway Mania.
So,
So
wow.
yeah, Subway Mania. When they had Jeff and Matt Hardy. If you watch the video, I'm right next to and I'm a huge Jeff Hardy fan. I'm right next to Jeff Hardy. Like like I have to like, and he walked by me at Hog too, and like I like my professionalism takes over. Like I have to take my emotions and my mark and like put it in a box, then put it in a cage, and then drown it. No, wait, sorry. Put a lock on it and
Yeah, you
then
lock it
drown it.
first and then put it in.
Yeah, yeah. Lock it, then drown it because I hold back a lot. And Jeff was there and he was like right here. I'm like, oh my God.
That's the coolest freaking thing.
Like he was like literally right here in front of me. And then Subway Mania was the ones that provided me with the tickets. Shouts out to them. Really good guys over there. But I know it was Jeff and Matt that gave them the tickets to give them out. So, but shouts out to Subway Mania, really good guys over there. But yeah, like I was holding back so much from geeking out. Like, and I remember so afterwards, Tim is doing his little like, he's recording while talking to the Hardys, and everybody's there like just waiting for Tim to finish. And as soon as Tim finishes, everybody's taking pictures with Matt and Jeff, Matt and Jeff, Matt and Jeff, Matt and Jeff, taking pictures. And I'm just there like, I wish I could ask them to take a picture. And then like finally everyone gets their pictures out the way, and I'm like, you know what? I want a picture. I grew up watching these guys and like idolizing. I remember jumping off of my beds in my mother's room, wrestling my brother, trying to emulate these guys all the time. Like, I need a picture with them. Matt starts walking away. I'm like, I can't. I was like, I can't right now. Matt is walking away from me. I'm not gonna be able to get my picture. Then Jeff like literally just walks by. I'm like, Jeff, can I get a picture, please? And not like please like that, but like, can I get a picture? And he's like, yeah, sure. And the security's pushing Jeff out, and Jeff, being the nicest guy in the world, as he's walking, he's like trying to take the picture with me. But I got my selfie with Jeff, and I was so happy. And yeah,
What would you say is your favorite project you've worked on in all of wrestling?
two things. My proudest moment with the at least with the one of the proudest moments with the editing is the one that you said that you were like, oh yeah, I got this from Devin. Like, you know, the buzz I got from that. People were hitting me up like, yo, this is so cool and this and that. Um, I brought it one time. You know, Red doesn't have an Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
So one time I run into Red and I'm like, "Hey Red, look, this is the edit. I had a little bit of time to talk to him. I was like, "Hey Red, this is the edit I did for him." And one of the other guys comes over and he's on LPW. He's not on the main, like the main roster basically yet. And he was like, yeah. And Red was like, oh yeah, Red liked it. He was like, oh, that's really cool. Like he didn't do nothing too crazy. Red is very reserved. He's like, oh yeah, it's really cool. Like, and that was one, like I was like, okay, Red said it was cool. Like that's good enough. Like that's perfect. Then the other guy comes from that he wrestles on LPW and he's like, yeah, man. Like he's right next to us. He's like, you gotta do one for me. And like Red goes, no, 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 no. That's superstar treatment. And I was just, I mean, there you go. Like, there's a little backstage story. Like, and I was like, okay. I was like, okay, that shows, Red really liked it. Like, my proudest, I want to say video work, and partially because I had a lot of input in it. I guess like a series of promos I did for, even though I do majority of his work now. Ever since I started, I've been doing majority of his promo work. At least behind the camera. But I had a lot of input on it because he was willing to ask me. Was Las Sombras. I had a lot of input on that and a lot of freedom to do what I wanted with that. From when he lost his belt to his whole feud with ending from when he lost his belt to the ending of his feud with Idris Jackson. So I got to do a lot of his. Yeah, not even I got to do a lot of them. I did almost all of them. He did one. He did one himself, but almost like literally 99% of them was me. And he asked for my advice on a lot of things.
Wow.
And it was one of my more prouder works like to do those things. One thing about me was the reason why I really liked it is because again, like I said, I'm a wrestling fan at the end of the day too. Like I actually enjoy this. I actually enjoy watching wrestling. I feel like I have a good I feel like I have a good like I was telling you, I read the things that happen in the ring, whatever. I have aspirations of being like Paul Heyman, honestly, and I'm not just in kayfabe, like like the things that he did, like he. Fun fact: Paul Heyman started off as a photographer for the WWE, and then he worked his way up. He had ECW. He was pitching ideas. He was writing storylines. Like I have aspirations of doing all of that. It's like I don't mind taking pictures. I like it. It's fun. Again, like I said, I get the best seat in the house, but I do want more from this.
You definitely, I didn't know how great of a talk you were going to be because I've never really heard you talk.
Oh
You
yeah,
know,
yeah, yeah. Everybody.
you're always behind the camera. So I said, well, let's see how this is going to go. I was excited and look at you talk great.
Sometimes I gather like like my friends that I grew up with, whatever. I gather them up in the house, like we're throwing a party or whatever, or we're just hanging out in the house playing video games or watching a movie, whatever. Whatever we're doing, we're hanging out, and I do it on purpose, and I tend to be very dramatic with them, and like in my speech, and they're like, "Oh, here we go. He's starting it up again. He's gonna do a whole rant." I'm like, "No, cause this and that." Like I start yelling at them. And one friend in particular, he's cutting a promo. Look, 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 he's cutting a promo. So, and then, after a while, like, now that I got started in this, they're like, hey, you look, Paul Heyman over here. When I was working in Long Island, um, I was working at a Dollar Tree at one point. I spoke over the intercom and called somebody to come over, whatever. And then I get on the cashier. I got to check somebody, boom, boom, boom. And I'm talking to them while I'm checking their things out. And there's an old guy. He goes, "You have a really great voice. You should be on the radio." And I'm like, "What?"
Look at that.
Yeah, I'm like, what?
That's great.
So yeah, like people have told me before, and I'm just like, I mean, I guess.
See, because you're so used to how you sound, you don't realize like how other people hear you for like the first time.
Yeah, yeah. It's there's a thing, and when I went to college for music, they said it. It's proven theory, not proven theory. It's a proven fact, and it's just science. People do not like the sound of their own voice. Naturally, nobody likes the sound of their own voice. Um, so like you hear your voice, and you don't think you can do anything with it. You don't think the way you speak. You're so used to the way you speak, you don't think you're doing it the right way. Like. Who knows if I can cut a proper promo? I don't know.
Some of the greats start from Dollar Tree. I know that's a crazy statement, but you know Mikey Ruckus, the guy that makes the video for the music for AEW, the theme songs.
Okay, yeah, I was like, that sounds so familiar, but yeah, okay, now that you sound like that, yeah, I know who he is.
He started off as a manager at Dollar Tree,
No way,
and now he's the head guy for the music.
no way.
So
I did
hey,
not know that.
sometimes the best come from Dollar Tree. I actually got a chance to work with him once, which was really cool. I played he was doing it was the AEW Symphony, the Dynamite theme song.
Okay, okay, yeah, no, I
And
actually heard it.
I'm on it. I'm playing cello.
Okay, that's cool.
One of
Okay, I didn't
one
know
of the
that.
coolest things he puts out on Twitter, and he's like, "Yo, if anybody wants to be a part of this would be really cool." I'm like, "All right, let me DM him right now." So I got on there, and I got my brothers on there. Me and my younger brother playing cello, and my middle brother plays trumpet.
Okay, yeah, that's cool. See, fun fact about you. Okay,
Yeah, and I'm in the video game. They put that song in the video game.
yeah, that's when I first heard it because I have Fight Forever. Stop playing it. You know what's funny? Fight Forever. I was like number 400 on the leaderboard on PlayStation.
Really,
Yeah. And I have it, so I played it and I heard it there, and I was like, okay. I was like, oh, this is pretty cool. This is a different little take on the song.
I'm more of a 2K guy. WWE 2K.
I'm on that too. I actually uploaded last year. I uploaded a very you can't get it exactly on the nose, but a very good House of Glory arena last year.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, a really good one like last year. Like you can't get it
Yeah.
exactly on the point, but like I actually uploaded a very good one last year.
All right, we're gonna start winding down. A couple more questions. What is your favorite match that you've been ringside for?
Oh, there's a couple actually. No, I'm thinking about it now. There's a couple. Oh my god. I'll give you like kind of like a top five.
I'm ready for it.
And no order, no order, no order. I'm not trying to, because some of these guys might be like, you didn't put me at number one. But also like I actually genuinely like them all the same. Zilla Fatu versus Bully Ray.
That was wild. That was just, oh my God.
Ricochet versus Red was so much fun to watch,
That
and
was
I'm right there in the middle of it. Fun fact: Ricochet's boots have Louis prints on them. I did not know that.
really.
Yeah, I got a picture of it. I'll send it to you. Texas, Zilla versus Charles Mason, and they went into the crowd. I had to follow them through there and whatever. Like, I'm actually a big, no matter how much people are like against her and like she's kind of like polarizing. I'm a big Mercedes Monet fan. My first Hog show shooting ringside was her debut at Hog.
Really?
So that was like mind blowing for me. Like I'm a big Mercedes Monet fan, and like out of all the women, like her and Tony Storm, and my first ringside shooting was for her. Like, and it was like I was so happy. And La Sombra versus Idris Jackson, that I Quit match, and then he got like his little 5 minutes with Hillary. So honorable mention, it just happened recently. That Jackson Drake and Jody fight was really good. All these wrestlers, they're really good. All the wrestlers I've named, they're and obviously some of them are Hall of Famers like Bully Ray, and like Red is basically a Hall of Famer in my eyes. So that's the honorable mention because it took me, I was taken away by it. I was like, this is good.
So with all the work that you do you ever feel a lack of motivation or burnout?
No,
Never.
not in the slightest.
There you go.
Um, I might get annoyed sometimes. Again, like, I might get annoyed, like, certain things don't go the way I wanted to, but I always check myself by saying this is part of the process. These are things that just happen when it comes to business and when it comes to working with people and when it comes to editing. Like, it's just part of the process. You got to roll with the punches, and that's always been me. I roll with the punches. I don't complain. I don't sit back and be like, I'm tired of this. I don't want to do this no more. Like, I just keep going. Put your head down and go all in. Just dive in. Like, I remember people telling me like, "Oh, you came out of nowhere with this photography stuff and you just dove right in and like, like you were like a fish in water, like instantly. Like, you just started doing this and you locked in and you just, yeah, like I said, I'm just doing it and I got good at it." It's just staying motivated and knowing that, it's at the end of the day, it's life. Like, things are not gonna always go your way. Like, and pivot when you need to. There's always another way. There's always another option. There's always a solution to any of the problems. I'm almost I'm at the end of my 20s, and I you can't live with those type of regrets. Honestly, live with no regrets.
Where can we find you out on social media? And if someone wants to book you for a show, how can they go about it?
Oh, well, you can find me on Instagram and Threads, Shots by Dev, Shots with a Z. And if they want to ask me if they want to book me, they can just DM me. Even leave a comment. Leave a comment under one of my pictures. It helps. Helps the algorithm that people leave a comment like, "Hey, I really like your pictures, or your videos. I would like for you to, I would like for you to come and work with me." I'm open. Like, my schedule is open.
You hear that? Give them some work, people. So, Devin, I really, really appreciate you coming on. I learned a lot.
It's been a pleasure. Like, it's literally the first time I come on a podcast. Somebody asked me, and I have yet to hear from them. They're like, "Yeah, we're gonna work. We're gonna put you on. We're gonna put you on." And nothing. I haven't gotten nothing at all.
Well, I'm honored
Like,
to be
no.
your first.
Yeah. You were my first after the vocal cameo from Billy.
Oh man, well this has been great. This has been Shots by Dev. This has been Devin. I've been your host, Nick Pearl, and I'll catch you all on the next one. Let's keep rambling, everybody.